Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite drugstore products. I know this video has been requested for some time now, so I figured it's about time to jump on it and film. So we have a lot of products to get to today, so I'm going to keep this intro short. I actually wrote down all the products that I'm going to show you guys today and the prices. Now, some of these products are technically not drugstore, but they're cheap enough to be drugstore, so I figured I'd put them in the video anyways. Also, the price of these products can vary based on where you go and get them. Most of the prices that were the cheapest were from Target, so I did tend to write down the prices from Target the most. I think I wanted to show you guys the cheapest price, so the price will be give or take like a couple dollars depending on where you go, so just keep that in mind that the price that I say may not be the same price that you pay. I tend to get my products from CVS most of the time, so my prices are a little bit higher, but I try to find the cheapest price for each product. Now I am going to be basically doing my entire face today. I'm going to be using as many of the products as I possibly can today, and I'm going to apply those as if I was just doing my normal kind of makeup routine, I guess. First thing I'm starting off with is primer. So two primers that I like from the drugstore are e.l.f. face primers. I know that they just came out with a new primer and I really want to try it. It's like that jelly primer or something. So I use the Blemish Control face primer, and I also use the Poreless face primer. If I'm being honest, I really don't know if the Blemish Control face primer actually helps with acne. I kind of just use it anyways. I don't know, I kind of just like how it feels on my skin, but I do sometimes use both of them at the same time. I use the Blemish Control one first, and then I use the Poreless one, just because I feel like the Blemish Control one is more just meant to kind of help you with your acne, because it does say to just apply it to the area that's affected. So technically it's not like a primer that's obviously gonna fill in your pores for you, which is why I use the Poreless one as well. And I really like how this one feels. It has like a satiny kind of feel to it. But yeah, I'm going to apply both of those for you. This is the Blemish Control one. I usually do just apply this all over my face anyways, even though it says to apply it only to the affected areas. But it just has a kind of almost a cooling feeling when you apply it. It just feels really nice in my opinion, which is why I use it, but I really haven't been able to tell if it does help with blemishes. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm not saying this is like, oh my god, it's gotten rid of all of my acne. And now I'm going to apply the Poreless one as well, and it smells really good as well. I believe this one is actually made with tea tree oil. Now the e.l.f. primers are both $5.69 a piece. That is the lowest price. Remember, keep in mind, depending on where you get it, it could give or take a few dollars. So moving on to foundation, because that is what I normally do next in my makeup routine. I have two foundations to show you guys today. One that is actually a BB cream. It is the Clean Matte BB Cream by Covergirl. This is in the shade 520, so light. That is what it looks like. I've definitely heard some mixed reviews on this BB cream, surprisingly. I mean, I bought it not reading any reviews, and I just absolutely love it. Like, I use it all the time. This is what I use more for my everyday makeup. And for a BB cream, I feel like it has amazing coverage. Like, it was not the coverage that I was expecting. But when I read some reviews on it, I did see that it does have mixed reviews of people saying that it broke out their skin, that they just don't like it, they don't like the formula. It ended up making them have like a skin irritation or something. I don't know. I've never had any issues with it. This is basically like one of my go-to foundations or BB creams that I use. You can layer it and it doesn't look like crazy if you layer it. I always get compliments on my skin when I wear this BB cream. Everyone's gonna have different opinions, but I'm just telling you guys my opinions on what works best for me and my favorite products from the drugstore, and this is 100% one of them. I guess it's just something you're gonna have to try for yourself. Now, this BB cream is definitely pretty inexpensive. It retails for $5.99. And next foundation that I use when I want a more matte and full coverage look is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I feel like In a lot of my videos, I usually use the Clean Matte BB Cream by Covergirl, so I figured I would switch it up for this video, and I'm going to apply this one for you guys. If you want to see how the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream applies, totally go check out some of my other videos. I use it basically all the time. But this foundation retails for about $9. When I got it, I think it was about $12 because I get my stuff at CVS and they are a little bit more expensive. Either way, I think it is a good price for this foundation. I think it works very, very well. It claims to have 24-hour wear. I don't usually wear my foundation for 24 hours, but I have worn it for long periods of time, and I think that it definitely lasts a very long time on your skin. You might not want to use this if you have more dry skin. I feel like I have more combo skin, so I do get oily in my T-zone. I do also have some dry patches during the winter especially. So when I tend to get more dry, I use a mixture of the Infallible Pro Matte and the Pro Glow. Pro Glow is meant more for people who want that dewy look, more for people who have dry skin. I do have both. I obviously prefer the Pro Matte because of my oily skin, but I do think the Pro Glow foundation is really good as well, and it does make your skin look really dewy and natural. Not too shiny, but just that nice dewy look that seems to be more in lately. For me, I just prefer matte coverage. That's how I've always been. I just like things to be matte. But I do like the Pro Glow foundation as well, and that is the same price, I believe. But today I'm going to be using the Pro Matte. And there is the foundation all applied. So as you can see, it does have really good coverage, which is why I tend to use it on days where I want more full coverage and long-lasting wear. So I have 3 concealers to show you guys today. One of them being technically not drugstore, but it is definitely cheap enough to be drugstore. This is one of the first concealers that I think I ever used. It's the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer. I don't use it so much anymore, but I definitely think this is a really good concealer. I've heard mixed reviews on this, but in my opinion, it works very well. I will apply a little bit right now just to show you guys. It is more of a thin consistency, and I feel like you need kind of a decent amount of it for it to be more full coverage. But if you just want a concealer more to just brighten up your under eye, I think this is a really good concealer for that. As you can see, it definitely brightens up your under eye really well. It's not the best of coverage, but I think it has definitely a good amount of coverage, and it's definitely good for brightening up your under eye. I feel like this would be good mixed together with another concealer. I always would use the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream and that concealer together. And I would always get compliments asking like what face products I use. So in my opinion, those 2 products are really, really good. It retails for about $4.75. Remember, give or take depending on where you're getting it, but cheapest price is $4.75. Moving on to our next concealer, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this, is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I do like this concealer. I feel like it has very, very good coverage. I'm not the biggest fan of the applicator. It's like a sponge applicator. It does work very well, but I just prefer to have a concealer where I can kind of just swipe it on. This you more have to use like dabbing motions to apply it, as if you were applying concealer with like a beauty blender. But all you have to do is twist it for the product to come out, and then you just apply it in little dabbing motions. I usually apply quite a bit of this. It does look more yellow on me, this shade. This is the shade Ivory. It was the brightest shade I could find at CVS. I think they do have an even lighter shade, but they did not have that at the CVS I went to, so I picked this one, and it did look light enough, but when I apply it, it looks kind of more yellow. Once you apply this and blend it out, it does actually look lighter than when it goes on. Like when it goes on, I feel like it has more of a yellow cast, but when I blend it out, it looks lighter. You'll see. You can see it definitely looks lighter now that I've blended it out. So I do definitely like this concealer. Now this retails for about $6.29, so about $7. You don't have to use a lot of it like I did to get good coverage. I just prefer to use a lot of it. I always tend to use a lot of concealer. It does crease on me. That's the only downside, but I have yet to find a concealer that doesn't crease in my fine lines. So this one does crease quite a bit. Yeah, as you can see, it is definitely already creasing in my fine lines. So you definitely want to set it right away. Either way, I think this is a very good concealer. So I'm just going to apply the rest of that to the rest of my face where I usually apply concealer. Alright, so now moving on to the concealer that I told you guys is technically not drugstore, but is a good price. I use this in a ton of my videos. You guys have probably seen me use it if you've watched other videos of mine. It is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I absolutely love this concealer. I feel like it has really good coverage, and a lot of people have said it's basically a dupe for Tarte. This is the super size one, so this is $10. I feel like I run out of it pretty quick because I use a lot of product. The regular size one is $7, so I think the price of this is like really good. I think you're getting a decent amount of product. If you don't use a ton like me, it'll last you a good amount of time. So I'm going to apply that over the top of the Covergirl one that I just applied, just to show you guys, because I feel like I don't have enough coverage on this side anyways. As you can see, it just brightens my under eyes so well, and the coverage is amazing. Now this does crease in my fine lines as well. And I also do use this to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow, so I'm going to do that as well. I love using this as a primer for my eyelids, and I feel like this concealer does the job for sure. My favorite drugstore powder that I always use is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Setting Powder. This is the shade 001 Transparent. I absolutely love this setting powder. I feel like it just does the job. Like, it's cheap. The cheapest price for this is $3.97. I think I might have paid a little bit more than that, but not much. And it lasts a long time, which is great. I always use this to just set my face and my concealer down. There we have it, everything is set down into place. And also this brush is on my list as well. So this is the e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush. I actually have two of these. I use one for blush and one for setting my concealer and foundation into place. Like for under my eyes, I just feel like it's the perfect shape to just get right in there. This blush retails for about $4. So I think that is a really good price. e.l.f. has a lot of good brushes for very cheap, and this is one of my favorites. Moving on, next step I do is bronzer. So here I have my all-time favorite drugstore bronzer, which is my NYX Matte Bronzer. This is in the shade MBB01, so light. I definitely have to get a new one soon. I'm running out, but that is what it looks like. And also, let me show you guys the brush I use for bronzing my face. So this is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This is what I use to apply my bronzer. I've cleaned it multiple times and I haven't had any like shedding. I just think it works really well for blending out my bronzer or contour. So there is bronzer done. I absolutely love this bronzer, definitely recommend it, and I use it like every time I do my makeup and it still has not ran out. Next thing I do is blush. So I also have some NYX blush in the shade Amber. I absolutely love this blush. This is basically the blush I use all the time, and it's definitely my favorite out of any of the other blushes I've ever tried. The NYX blush that I have here retailed for $3.25. around there, and I still have a ton of product and I've been using this for a while as well, so that is definitely a good price. Alright, so that looks crazy, but trust me, I'm going to fix it. I just go in and take my Beauty 360 powder brush. I love this brush as well. This is also a drugstore brush. I got this for $4.98, so about $5–6 depending. It's very soft. I love this brush. The first one is Physicians Formula. This is what it looks like. And this is the shade Translucent Pearl. It's the Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls. I don't think this is a bad highlighter, but it's definitely not my favorite. Like, it's not that, you know, glowy, if that makes sense. If you're someone who likes more of a very natural highlight, this would be good for you. But for the price, it's definitely not my favorite. The price for this is $12.67, so I do think it's pretty expensive. But you do get a nice mirror, which is cool. I use this mirror a lot, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the highlighter, but I decided to include it anyways because I did start out using this a lot. You just have to take a lot of it in order for it to show up well. You have to use a lot of product. See, it's very sheer. I just took so much product. It's very sheer, but like I said, for someone who likes a highlighter that's more natural and sheer, this would definitely be good for you. See, even with your finger, it takes a lot of product. See, like there's hardly anything. Like if I were to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter right now, you totally see the difference. But let me show you guys the other highlighter, which I also really like. This is a liquid highlighter. This is the NYX Away We Glow liquid highlighter in the shade Moonbeam. So that's what the packaging looks like. I definitely really like this highlighter. It has a little applicator that you just apply it, and I always apply this with my fingers. I did hear some complaints about how it removes some of your makeup underneath, but I haven't noticed that. Maybe if you're swiping, it's obviously going to remove some of your makeup. You have to use more of a patting motion. Here, let me show you guys how it applies. I usually just apply some dots. You just take and pat it down like so and blend it out. So the price could be anywhere from $3.49 to $7. So the $3.49 was from Target, so I think that's the cheapest place to get it. I don't really notice it removing too much of my foundation or anything underneath. I think if you use that patting motion, you should be okay. Let's just apply a little bit to the forehead. Look at the difference between the Physicians Formula and this highlighter. So this is definitely for someone who wants more of a bright and glowing highlight. Moving on though, next thing I usually do is my brows. I don't have too many products anymore that I still use that are drugstore. I used to use just eyeshadow, like brown eyeshadow to fill my brows. And then I ended up moving on to using this Morphe eyebrow palette. And that is not drugstore, obviously, so that is what I use now, along with a pencil to line my brows. I have a video on how I do my brows if you want to go check that out, but I will still show you guys some good brow products that are drugstore. So one of the things I started off using all the time was this NYX Eye and Eyebrow Pencil. This is the shade Medium Brown, and I used to use this all the time to line my brows, so I will use that today. Sometimes I still use this. I do use a different pencil now, but this is one of the pencils I always would use, and I do still really like this pencil. Alright, so brows are outlined. Now this retails for about $4.50, so I think that is a pretty good price. I've never actually used this as an eyeliner, but I feel like it would work good as an eyeliner, maybe on the waterline. I'm not too sure how it would hold up. It does glide on very smoothly, which is why I like it for my brows. Next product I have that I like never use, but it is good. I just prefer to use brow powder versus a pomade. I like never use brow pomades. I always have used brow powder or eyeshadow. I just find it easier for me, but I know a lot of you like brow pomades, and this is one of the pomades I found at the drugstore that I thought was really good. So this is the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Frame and Set Deep Brunette Brow Pomade. It did come with a little brush and spoolie as well, but I'm not too sure where that went. Just kidding, I actually found the brush that it came with. I still have it. It's just a little thin angled eyebrow brush and then a spoolie at the end. It just comes pretty much like any normal brow pomade. It is a little bit dry, that's the only thing, but it's not too bad. I'm sure some of you prefer a more dry brow pomade to begin with. Maybe it's easier to apply. I don't know, I don't have too much experience with brow pomades because I don't use them very often, but I did find this to be a pretty good pomade. Alright, so brows are done. As you can see, it turned out really nice with just that pomade. It is a little bit lighter than I normally like my brows, but that's fine. They still came out really nice. I just used some concealer to clean them up. And yeah, so I do think that is a very good pomade for a drugstore product. The price for it might be a teeny bit expensive to some people. It is $12.99. That's, I believe, the cheapest price, which isn't too bad considering you're getting a decent amount of product and you're also getting the brush and the spoolie with it. Now we are moving on to eyeshadow. Now, to be completely honest, I really don't have hardly any eyeshadows from the drugstore. I have some very old ones here that I found that I used to use way back, like when I was in high school, like freshman, sophomore year. Eyeshadow is one of my favorite things to do, so I wanted to get, you know, better quality eyeshadows. Not saying that the drugstore eyeshadows are not good quality, but I just wanted, you know, more of the popular inexpensive palettes, I guess. Just more to work with, if that makes sense. I am going to show you guys a couple eyeshadows that I used to use that I still think are good quality. I do not use them anymore, but they are still good quality. I mean, they worked for me when I was in high school. So first I have two Maybelline eyeshadows. I'm sorry they look old and dirty. It's because they are. I used to use these two all of the time. I loved this gold, I remember. I used to always use this. This is the Maybelline Expert Wear eyeshadow, and it's the shade Golden Halo. This is a shimmer shade, and the price of this, when I looked it up, it says that it's $6.99. Whereas this one, this is the same thing, Expert Wear eyeshadow in the shade Made for Mocha. This is a matte shade, a matte brown. That is only $2.98. So the shimmer is more, but is a very pretty shade. I'm gonna show you guys. The other one that I found that I used to use, not too much, but I do love the shimmer shades in this palette, is the Covergirl True Naked Roses palette. I guess this was sort of their knockoff version of the Naked palettes, the more expensive ones. The shimmer shades are very pretty. They're more sheer, but I still really like them. And this palette's retail price was $9.98 or is $9.98. So I'm going to start applying these eyeshadows. I don't know how good of a look I'm gonna be able to do. It's gonna be more of a simple look. I'm going to use the one brush that I absolutely love, that is Drugstore. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Brush. It's just a eyeshadow blending brush. I absolutely love this brush. So this eyeshadow brush was $10, a little bit expensive, but not too bad. It's definitely a very good quality brush. I'd say it's definitely one of my favorite brushes other than Morphe. I think it is very close to being a Morphe brush. It's actually more soft than a Morphe brush. Just like less irritating to your eye. You know how like sometimes the Morphe brushes are kind of scratchy? This is just completely different, but it blends out just as good. Now I guess I'm gonna start off by applying the brown eyeshadow. I don't really have a transition shade here to use. I usually like to use a transition shade first before going in with a dark brown shade, but we're gonna make it work. Alright, so there we go. That is the brown eyeshadow all applied. Now, it is not the best brown eyeshadow, but for the price, only $2.98, so like $3, I think it is definitely pretty good for a drugstore eyeshadow. You do have to take a little bit more eyeshadow on your brush than you usually would with like a more high-end eyeshadow or a more pigmented eyeshadow. And now going in with the other Maybelline eyeshadow. This one was a little bit more expensive, the $6.99 one, because it is a shimmer shade and it is a very nice reflective gold color. I used to use this all the time. Let's just go in. Definitely a good quality shimmer. There obviously are better shimmers than this, but once again, for the price and for drugstore, it is definitely good. It goes on even more pigmented if you use your finger. But the next best thing is using a brush with setting spray. This is bringing me back to like my sophomore year of high school, just to test out a few shades from the Covergirl Trunaked palette. I think I'm just going to add a little bit of a pop of this rose gold shade right here. Oh yeah, super pretty. This is definitely one of my favorite drugstore palettes. Even though I don't use it much, I definitely love the shimmer shades in this palette. I think it's definitely good for the price, so I definitely recommend that if you're just starting out especially and you just want to go pick up some stuff from the drugstore and try it out. Definitely a good palette to start off with. Alright, so I just applied a little bit of that brown eyeshadow to my lower lash line as well. And now we are moving on to eyeliner. So I have a couple eyeliners to show you guys today. One being 100% drugstore is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. Super cheap. I use this all the time. This is like my all-time favorite liquid eyeliner. It's super jet black. It glides on really smoothly and it is crazy cheap. This is only $2.99. I wasn't planning to apply eyeliner, but I will because I want to show you guys what it looks like. It's just a little felt tip applicator, and I'm not going to do a wing today. I'm just going to apply a slight line. As you can see, it's super easy to apply. I've used this in a lot of videos. I use this all the time to create my wings, so check out some of my other videos if you want to see me using it more. I do have another eyeliner for you guys, which is a gel eyeliner, and it's technically not drugstore, but it also technically is because it's very cheap. And I was looking up like if this is considered drugstore, and people were saying like it's half considered drugstore, like it's not, but it is. I just decided to add it to the video anyways because I absolutely love this gel eyeliner. This is the BH Studio Pro Waterproof Gel Eyeliner. You're getting a lot of product and it only costs $8, so it's basically a drugstore price. I will apply it on the other eye for you guys. It just goes on so smoothly and it's definitely waterproof. It does not smudge at all throughout the day. That is what it looks like. So I'm just taking my Morphe eyeliner brush and I'm just grabbing a little bit of that, and I'm going to apply a thin line on this side of my eye as well. There you have it, super jet black, super easy to apply. I absolutely love this gel eyeliner, one of the best I've ever tried, so definitely recommend this, even though it's technically not drugstore, but whatever. And another eyeliner that I absolutely love that I use for my waterline is the Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal eyeliner. This is a crayon eyeliner, but it works so well on the waterline. I absolutely love this for my waterline. It goes on really dark, really smoothly, and it stays in place. It does not fade throughout the day, at least for me it doesn't. And it only cost $5.99. That's the cheapest price that I could find. I believe I paid like $7 or $8 for it on Ulta, but apparently you can get it for $5.99. I believe it was at Target as well. I'm going to apply it to my waterline just to show you guys how dark it is. So as you can see, that's how dark I was able to get it. It goes on so well and very quickly as well, so you're not sitting there like with a pencil and making your eye water like crazy. So yeah, I absolutely love this eyeliner, 100% recommend it. I also use it to line my upper waterline. Moving on to mascara. So first thing I'm going to do is curl my eyelashes. Now I'm going to show you guys my favorite eyelash curler. This is the Revlon eyelash curler, and the lowest price I believe is $5.99. I think I paid a little bit more for that, but that's because I got it from CVS, and CVS is usually always a little bit more expensive. This eyelash curler, it always lasts me a very long time. I don't have to get one too often, and I think it curls my eyelashes very well. I like it more than any other eyelash curler I've used before. I usually always do it twice before I apply mascara. Now I will show you guys my two favorite mascaras. So they're both Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. So I use this to do my top lashes, and then I use Maybelline the Falsies to do my bottom lashes. I know some people have like favorite mascaras that they use either specifically just for their top lashes and specifically just for their bottom lashes, and that is what I usually do. Now I usually only use this, the Maybelline the Falsies, on my bottom lashes when I want super dramatic bottom lashes. My bottom lashes are longer, so if I don't have fake lashes on, which I don't plan to put them on today, if I don't have the fake eyelashes on, then it looks kind of crazy if I have really long bottom lashes and then my top lashes are just like not that long. It kind of just looks a little bit crazy, but I'm gonna do it just for the sake of the video. I want to show you guys how good this is at coating your bottom lashes. And then the Lash Sensational one I prefer to use on my top lashes because I feel like it just brushes them out better and it doesn't really clump up my eyelashes. I used to use this one on my top eyelashes as well, and I felt like it just clumped them up a little bit too much. So I prefer to use this one because the brush is just different and the formula of the mascara is a little bit different as well. And I feel like it just separates my eyelashes better, but makes them long at the same time. So there you go. I feel like it just separates my eyelashes really, really well. Makes them clump free. Now let me show you guys the Maybelline the Falsies mascara. I'm going to add that to my bottom lashes. I'm going to show you guys how long it makes them. Now it is going to look crazy because my eyelashes, my top ones are shorter than my bottom eyelashes. So that's why I always prefer to do this if I know I'm going to be wearing false eyelashes. But today I do have some false eyelashes to show you guys, but I'm just not going to apply them because there's really no point, I guess. If I'm just going to end up taking this off, I don't really want to waste some eyelashes and damage them more because I'll have to clean them again, and then the more you clean them, obviously, the more used and old they get. I just feel like there's no point. So ignore the fact that this makeup look isn't the greatest. I just really want to show you guys all of the drugstore products that I like or have liked in the past, just so if you guys are on the hunt for some good drugstore makeup, this will give you guys some ideas or maybe some things that you'd like to try. So as you guys can see, it made my bottom lashes super duper long. Now to move on to some of my favorite fake lashes. So my absolute favorite false lashes right now are Koko Lashes. So I have a ton of them. My favorite style is Heiress. These are Heiress. My other favorite is the style Amore. These eyelashes range from about $3 to like $7 or $8. So that's why I'm adding them in. They're not drugstore, but they are very cheap. I wear them in literally like all of my videos, so if you want to go see how they look on my eyes, then check out some of my other videos. And the other lashes that I used to wear, I have a very old pair here that I don't wear anymore, and they look very crazy. This is not what they originally looked like, but these are the Ardell eyelashes. Yeah, don't mind how they look right now. They look crazy. These are a very old pair of eyelashes that for some reason I still have. Yeah, these are Ardell Faux Mink eyelashes. I used to wear them all the time, and I think they're a very good drugstore eyelash, the Faux Mink one specifically. They have other kinds as well that are really pretty, but I never tried them. The Faux Mink ones are actually the only ones I've tried, but I wore them for a very long time before I ended up finding Koko Lashes. So definitely recommend those, and those are actually drugstore. You can find them at any drugstore. I got mine at CVS. The retail price for those are $6.49, so I think I paid like $7 or $8 when I got mine. They are not too dramatic, but they are still very, very pretty. We can't forget about lash glue, so literally the only lash glue I use is a Duo lash glue. I use the dark one instead of the clear. This is what I've used for I don't know how long, ever since I started wearing eyelashes basically. The price for this can range anywhere from $3 to $7 depending on where you get it. I think I usually pay like $7 for mine. 100% my favorite eyelash glue. I've never had any issues with my eyelashes like lifting up or like falling off in the middle of the day, and I've worn my eyelashes for like 10-11 hours and I've never had any issue. The trick of making them stay on and not lift up is adding a little bit extra glue to the inner and outer corner of your eyelash, or add it on after you apply the eyelash. Take like a little tiny, like, I don't know, you can take like a toothpick or anything, something with a tiny point at the end. Take a tiny bit of glue and apply it to the inner and outer corner of your eye, and that will guarantee that it will stay on your eyes for a long time at least. Alright, so now the final thing left to do is lips. So first thing I want to show you guys is this lip liner. I used to use this lip liner. This is definitely my favorite lip liner from the drugstore. This is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil. Yeah, I absolutely love this lip liner. It's definitely long lasting. Literally in high school I used to use just this as lipstick. Like I would just apply lip liner like this basically. And then I would literally take, okay, why is this becoming a like how I did my makeup in high school video? I don't want to remember those days. I literally would just take some chapstick and I'd blend it out into my lip with my finger, and that would be my lipstick. It is very cheap as well, only $3.97, so that is a very good price and you're getting a lot of product. Alright, and I don't use too many drugstore lipsticks, but my absolute favorite drugstore lipstick that I have ever tried is the Maybelline Color Sensational Creamy Matte Lipstick. Sorry, I was reading it from my little paper. 100% my favorite drugstore lipsticks. I wore these for so long. My favorite shade that I literally wore for like 2 or 3 years straight was Touch of Spice. So it's this shade 660. That is what it looks like. You just roll it up. As you can see, not too much left. So I think I'm gonna apply that one today since it is definitely my favorite shade. The other two I have here are Dynamite Red. So I will swatch that for you guys. That is what it looks like. I'll swatch that on my hand. That is that shade. So pretty. Excuse my bird in the background, guys. I've gotten up like 20 times to try to make her be quiet and she just keeps chirping, so not much I can do about it. The other shade is Divine Wine. So that's number 695, and I'll swatch that one as well. As you can see, it goes on so well. That was just one swipe. So pretty. Absolutely love these lipsticks. This is the one that I love, the shade Touch of Spice. Right there. So I'm going to apply that now. Alright, so there we go. It's such a pretty color and it's not drying at all. Even though it is a matte lipstick, it's a creamy matte lipstick. So it actually feels just like so smooth on your lips. It just makes them feel nice and hydrated almost. And last but not least, guys, I have something that is not technically drugstore but also is a very good price. It is the I Love Sarah X ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Ariba. I've used this before in other videos, so if you want to see how that looks on my lips, go check it out. I did use this in my Brat Stalls challenge video, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But I will swatch that for you as well. This is an actual matte liquid lip. It dries down completely matte. It is not creamy matte. So yeah, it is very, very pretty. Definitely one of my favorite red lipsticks. And is super cheap. It is only $6.50, so that is a very good price for a lipstick like this. It reminds me of the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, which are like $20. I absolutely love Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. I have quite a few of them. But if you're looking for a more affordable liquid lipstick that is kind of like a dupe for Kat Von D's, totally ColourPop has amazing matte liquid lips. They last a very long time. They don't get crusty or gross like some matte liquid lipsticks too, and they also are not very drying on your lips either, so that is a plus as well. But yeah guys, that is the finished look. It's not the best look, but like I said, I just wanted to test out some of my favorite drugstore products that I've used or have used in the past and show you guys what they were, just so you guys can get an idea, or if you see something you're interested in, you can go out and try it for yourself. Now, these are all my opinions. Just because I like something doesn't mean that it's gonna work for you if you try it. We all have different tastes in makeup. We all have different skin types, different skin tones, so something that I like, you might not like. But yeah guys, that is basically all I have for you today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!